morning, Abbot-Downing School. Good morning, families. It's great for you to be here this morning on this pretty special occasion. We got a pretty special group of kids in front of us today that we're going to take some time to celebrate. There'll be plenty of opportunities for pictures. You'll have time at the end also as a family to get together with your child/student. So, as we kick off our 5th grade graduation celebration of 2024, I wanted to let you know we are live streaming this, so with the help of CCTV, this is being live streamed. So if you have family members that aren't able to be here or friends, we have sent that link out for people to be able to watch and join us. The school is watching from their classrooms. We can't fit everyone in here, so they are watching from their classrooms. So I'd also like one of the changes we made today was to have our 4th graders join us in person. The idea behind having 4th grade joining us was to give them a little inspiration of what they have to look forward to for next year. So this is just a sign of things to come for our future 5th graders. So before we begin today, I want everyone to rise and we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. So 6 years ago, I started here at Abbot-Downing with this class. This was our first full-day kindergarten class right here. So I feel like I have a special connection to this class. More than half of this class started in kindergarten here and is still together today. I don't have to mention that they are one of the classes that, if you look at them today, they have what I would say survived and now thrived coming out of COVID. They were back in, I believe it was 1st grade maybe, when COVID hit, and then we all lived that through together. So I'm not going to go backwards there, but we made it. When I think about this class, I think about being a principal. My hope in a class like this is that 2 things come out of this. I want the students to learn how they have a voice and how they can appropriately use it. And then the leadership piece. So when I was reflecting upon the year over the past couple of weeks and some of the things I wanted to say to you, so many examples. I was even looking at the kids last night or yesterday morning during graduation practice. There are so many examples behind me, and I'm not going to capture them all. But if you went right around this class, you'd see so many examples of leadership and students having voice. Let me tell you about some of these. I had a student write me a letter. I'm not going to use names, but you'll be able to figure some of these out. I had a student write me a letter about, we have rules obviously in school. One of them is you have to have snow gear to play in the snow. I had a student who wrote me a 2-page letter about how 5th graders at their age should have the choice to decide if they needed, if they had to have snow gear to go play at recess. So we talked about it as a staff, talked to the duty people, talked to the 5th grade teachers, and that was an example of how, one student came forward, had a voice, met with the student one-on-one, and we made a change and gave them some freedom and independence. We have 2 students up here that write the monthly school board report every month. So we meet, the 3 of us meet, and we highlight 2 or 3 things about Abbot-Downing, and it gets read at the school board every month. We have 4 spirited students who, on their own, have decided to, I think if you follow us and know that we focused on 4 themes around Choose Love this year, we had 4 students who took it upon themselves to make videos to help roll it out to the school. So one of them was involving compassion, one was involving gratitude. These 4 students found music, they created the slideshow on Canva. It was about 4 to 5 minute video. They made the choice to interview other students about what these themes meant to them, not without the direction of an adult. They took off and they ran with it. We have 3 students create a community project to improve our playground, including the basketball court, so that project is still actively happening right now. I think if Mrs. Martin was standing beside me, you could ask her the countless times a 5th grader or a small group of them came to try and schedule a meeting with me. We have a student up here that actually wrote a book, and it's sitting on Google Doc right now, over 70 pages long. We had another student who wrote a persuasive essay about wearing hats in school. We had 3 students coordinate the songs. So if you know, we use some music here at school over the intercom. So one of the things we started on Friday mornings was 5 on Fridays. They call, we play some music in the 5th classroom to call in and get the right artist and song, wins a prize. We have students who run the music over the intercom. We have the similar students running the music at the end of the day for dance dismissal. There's not an adult standing next to them. We taught them. They go up there, they play the music. These 5th graders know that I have an email address. Google Docs, emails. So it's not just the parents or the teachers, the kids have it now too. And every day we have 2 different 5th grade students read the Mustang morning message over the intercom to the whole school. They come down and visit with Mrs. Martin. We have students that help collect the recycling, students participating in the music program, and then of course, one of our clubs is the Student Union, which recently recognized as one of the top 30 schools in the country by the National Association of Elementary School Principals. Those students, led by some of our 5th graders, that group was recognized, they received their certificate and recognized on a national server. So I think, those are just some examples. If you count up the number of times I told you multiple students, that really spans across. There was hardly any overlap in any of those comments. And it's really just amazing to think, how these kids have grown up. I'm really excited to see what middle school has for them. My hope is by the time they're in 8th grade, we'll have them come back as graduates and be able to speak to our 5th graders. So that's a few words from me. I am going to turn it over to some of our students. I'm going to start with Mrs. Leday and Mrs. D with the Student Union. They're going to give you a little overview of the Student Union and recognize our 5th graders.
Good morning. Congratulations, 5th grade class. We're all really proud of you. I'm Mrs. Leday, and this is Mrs. D, and we are the leaders of the Abbot-Downing Student Union group. We'd like to recognize 3 students who are graduating today with an award of excellence for their selflessness, courage, and kindness to our school. We know that they'll continue to make a difference, so I'd like to call up Ella, Daphne, and Evan.
Hello, my name is Daphne, and with me are Ella and Evan. We are all proud to be a part of the ADS Student Union. We are a group of kids that meet once a week to work on projects that help improve our school and community. We were asked to answer the question, what does Student Union mean to me? Now, at first I thought, where do I begin? Well, why not at the beginning? My first year in the group, I was a little nervous, but when we tried to make ice art with a water balloon and food coloring, it really showed me how fun it was going to be. The hope was to make this as a decoration of welcoming on our walkway into the school. Now you see, no one ever saw these colorful frozen ice globes because it was an epic fail. Whenever we went to fill the balloon, it was bright everywhere, dyeing the walls, floor, and our hands for a week. What this showed me was that not every plan is going to work out, but you can still adjust and have fun. During my first year, I told the group how my mom volunteers with an organization that helps foster kids get clothes. That year, we put together a donation drive at ADS for socks and PJs. It was a big hit. The first year we got 904 items, the second year we got 1,027 items, and this year we collected 505 items. Altogether, we got over 2,400 PJs and socks for foster kids in need. This showed me that even though I'm young, I can still make a difference. Student Union has meant so much to me because of the way it makes me feel about myself. It makes me realize that I can make a difference in a positive way, no matter how big or how small. It makes me feel good to know that I can make others feel good. Even though I'm going to run lit really soon, and I might not end up doing the student council there, I still want to help the world. So my goal through middle school is to still keep helping the community, whether I'm in student council or not. I'm going to miss all my friends and teachers next year, especially Miss D and Miss Leday, who have been wonderful role models for me. I want to thank them both for all the time and effort they have put into Student Union at ADS. Thank you.
A project that really stood out to me was building birdhouses to help the local community of birds around ADS. My first thought was, wow, they're going to trust us with hammers? They sure did. Miss D and Miss Leday always pushed us to take charge of our own learning, and whatever project we had put in front of us, we could learn and take it further at home if we chose. I remember the excitement of seeing birds flying out of their houses, knowing that I am one of the reasons that they had a safe place to raise their babies. Something so small can make such a big impact in our community. The student union, to me, was a fun place to go every week. We always learned something new and had a blast together. A memorable experience for me was the Delta Dental Leadership Conference. We got out of school for 2 whole days and worked together as a team as we learned how to act and communicate like a great leader.
Hello, my name is Ellen and I'm part of the ADS Union. This year we were able to go on a field trip to a nursing home on Valentine's Day to cheer up those who live there. We spent about 4 weeks making heart ribbons to give to them. When the day came, we were all quiet, for once, and we were nervous about meeting the strangers. We were all sitting in a room waiting for the residents to arrive, and in walks Elizabeth, who was loud and energetic, so not what I was expecting out of herself. We sat together and she wore our ornaments and earrings the entire time. I couldn't help but smile at all the joy that was being had with the residents and the students coloring together. Then came bingo. Wow, did they like bingo? We ensured everyone won at least once and received an extra heart ornament. Time flew by and we were all upset to leave. Every single student asked if we could come back every week. How great would that be for both young and old? This project helped us earn the ASC Student Council of LT Excellence Award this year from the National Association of Elementary School Principals. They honored 30 community service, student leadership, citizenship, and school spirit. What a way to end our time with ADS and the Student Union. I will never forget it. Student Union has taught me so much and made me realize that even though I'm in 5th grade, I can still make a difference in the community and make people happy with just being me. I love meeting every weekend and talking with the group while we are working on our project. I'm so glad that I have been part of the Student Union for the past 3 years, and I'm so sad that our 5th grade year is over. I will always remember the activities and all the things that Miss D and Miss Leday have done for us and all the time they have spent with us. Thank you, Miss D and Miss Leday. We will certainly miss you and carry on our lessons in the future.
We're gonna have the 5 of them stand if you'd like to take a picture of our 5th grade representatives of our ADS Student Union. Great job. We have one more student who would like to read a piece that they put together to talk about. I'm going to welcome up Donovan, who's going to talk about why ADS is a place to be.
My school by number again. Abbot-Downing is a great school. It has nice people and good food, and it's really cool. Our school also has amazing teachers. If you joke too much, they will tell you to stop joking because they care about your education. You get to learn a lot of stuff, like at ADS, like math, reading, writing, and way more. A fun fact about ADS is that Abbot-Downing brothers in the stagecoach. A stagecoach is like a covered UY, and A versus poet. That's how people would get around before cars. The lunchroom at ADS is gigantic and serves great food. There are meals like pizza crunchers and chicken patty sandwiches. They taste amazing. There are nice alternative meals like some butter and jelly for kids who have allergies. The lunch ladies are all very nice, and there are so many foods that are so delicious. Plus, you get to choose 1 or 2 fruits or vegetables to make your food a balanced meal. PE class is fun, and it makes you strong and healthy. There are many sports you play in PE. For example, you start with a warm-up, like sharks and minnows, followed by a game of soccer or basketball. The gym teacher chooses the teams so that the person who gets picked does not get set. Music class is musical. You get to play many instruments, like the guitar and African drums. We have been taught many chords and also many songs to sing. Once you practice the songs long enough, we get to do a concert. At the concert, all parents and teachers come. Sometimes grandmas and grandpas come too. We go to the gym for the concert where we sing favorite songs that parents like. Next there is art. In art, you do fun projects like making bugs out of cardboard. You use newspapers, cardboard, and paint to make it look like a bug. And once you're done with the project, you can make creations of your own. You can make a monster, you can make a color, or your own cool character. You can even use cardboard to make a cardboard house. At recess, we have a blacktop, 2 playgrounds, and 1 gigantic field. On the field, where we play soccer. On the blacktop, we have 2 big hoops for basketball, and a 4-square area, and the walls are gigantic and perfect for a game of volleyball. The playground has a lot of play sets, like a structure with lots of trees to climb, on tons of swings to swing very, very high, on and fast slides to slide down. I hope by listening to my speech, you know how much I love ADS and all the great things the school has to offer. It has a lot of amazing quantities, and the teachers will always help you whenever you need help. Abbot-Downing School is amazing, and I love it. This school so much.
Pretty amazing class, folks. This is great. We're going to do our presentation of the certificates and t-shirts. So this is a good time if you're looking for individual shots of your student. We're going to go by homeroom class, and we're going by alphabetical order. So hopefully you know your child's class. What's that? You want to do the video first before the shirts? Okay. They like to do the video before the shirts, so. Okay, I'll cue up Mrs. Ulacco, this is a student-created video that celebrates the 5th grade class.
My name is Shakora, and I'm going to be asking my classmate Donovan what his favorite memory from 5th grade is.
My favorite memory from 5th grade is the car run.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and I'm here with Lily, and Lily's going to be sharing her favorite 5th grade memory.
My favorite 5th grade memory was the day before winter vacation because we got to build gingerbread houses, forts, and we got to wear our PJs.
Hey guys, I'm Charlotte, and I'm going to be asking my classmate Bennett what his favorite 5th grade memory was.
My favorite memory from 5th grade was the day before Christmas break when we had a bunch of free time and watched the movie and got to bring a stuffed animal in from home.
That was great.
I'm with my classmate Carter, and he's going to be telling us about his favorite memory this year.
My favorite memory this year was the Star Beach field trip because it was very fun and the people there were really nice.
Hi, I'm Evie, and I'm with Clara, and I'm going to ask her what her favorite part of 5th grade was.
My favorite part of 5th grade was when we went on an orchestra field trip to the Capitol Center for the Arts, and we performed with a ton of other schools.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm going to be asking Ainsley what her favorite part of 5th grade was.
My favorite part of 5th grade was when we went on the field trips to Starbase.
Thank you, 5th grade. Another great example. 6 more students, all on their own, approaches the 5th grade team about creating a video to celebrate their time together. So another great example from this class of leadership. So we're going to start off with our first class. We're going to do t-shirts and certificates. We're going to call the students in alphabetical order. We're going to start off with, this is Paul Nick's class. We're going to, students, just a reminder, we're going to come off the risers. We're going to come in front. We're going to shake your teacher's hand, and then you're going to circle back to your risers. Okay, so you're going to come down, around front, see your teacher, and then go back. And remember, you're keeping the t-shirts in your hand, the certificate in your hand. Okay? All right, so here we go with Mrs. Paul next class. Our first student is Henry. Kylan. Aiden. Lily. Ella. Riley. Donovan. We have Ashley. Shakora. Linnea. Ethan. Our good friend Clifford. Zoe. Kyler. stage. Enda. And Caroline. All right, we have Mrs. V's class, starting with Evan. Sammy. Evie. Delia. Ainsley. Blake. Emma. Ari. Daniel. Warren. Shirley. Kelly. Charlie. Julie. Sarah. Leo. Sadie. And Claire. All right, Mrs. Gasco's class. We're going to start with Daphne. Marlo. Carter. Henry. Addie. Sutton. Charlotte. Natalie. Taylor. Aaliyah. Ramsey. Bennett. Caleb. Gabriel. Toxie. Sailor. Presenting to you the 5th grade graduating class of Abbot-Downing 2024.